Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. It's Wednesday, June 15th.
Yep.
Good thing we have that up on the wall there.
We have a big screen.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe it if it wasn't for that screen.
Well, you don't want to forget to get the day wrong.
Yeah, trust the screen. Well, how's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
Yeah. Great.
Good.
Thanks for asking.
Isaiah,
Thanks for
how are
asking.
you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
I'm just doing fantastic.
Some people here had, the whole country is dealing with this whole big heat dome thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just leading to a lot of, and with storms too. So some people here at RadioU had no power for a bit yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Others of us, Hudson and me, were fine.
Yeah. I don't know if I wasn't completely fine.
Well,
I had a scary moment. I probably should have talked about this for everybody, not just you, the podcast person. But I was at I was donating plasma, and the power went out at the plasma place. And if you don't know about donating plasma, when they stick a needle in your arm and take your blood out of you and then spin it around and take the plasma out and then give you your blood back. So beside me, as the power goes out and turns off all the machines, is a big pint of my, I don't know if it's a pint, I have no idea the measurements, but a big bowl full of my blood is just sitting there.
Yuck.
I mean, I can't see it. I can see the plasma part. I can't see the blood. But they had to, it would have been a freaky situation. You could have easily had people panicking, but obviously the employees at this center knew what they were doing. And so they were able, I did feel bad for them though, because the air conditioning goes off.
Aww.
And they have the lights are on. They have a generator to keep the lights on, but then they have to go to everybody who is donating and hand crank their blood back into them.
So you got your blood put back in?
I have all the blood that I entered with.
I was kind of more nervous, what if you don't get your blood back in?
Yeah.
But Hudson was saying how, technically, the amount that they're taking out of you, you'd be fine
Yeah,
with.
I mean, it's like a blood donation.
Yeah.
But that does mean that you can't come back. If they couldn't give me my blood back, I wouldn't be able to go for 8 weeks.
Really?
And if they had that issue with everybody, that'd be pretty bad for everybody.
Well,
actually.
Isaiah just couldn't charge his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone was just dead for a long time.
So he had to have an employee hand crank his phone.
Yes, exactly. So my house, it went out at 6 or 7 o'clock, and then it said it was going to be out till noon today. And so I was pretty worried as it was getting hot in my house.
Yeah.
My fridge was starting to warm up a little bit. It was pitch black dark, but it ended up coming back on at 11 o'clock last night when I was laying in bed. So that made it a much better night, because when I first got in bed, of course, Jim, my dog, hopped up in bed with me, and I was like, Jim, this isn't really a cuddling night, if you could tell. It's a little bit hotter than usual, so no touchy touch, all right?
Well, I feel bad because I've just seen all over Facebook a lot of people who still have it out, and everybody is mad, very, very mad, because of course it's so hot. How else would you be? So hopefully, whenever you listen to this, everything's good for everybody.
Hopefully.
Yeah, today during the show, we did a little bit of pizza talk. We talked about Little Caesars and their new deal. They're making pretty big strides. But I want to talk about some of your guys' favorite chain pizza restaurants. If you have a favorite, what it would be.
That's a good question. You bring these up now, but I keep feeling should we talk about it tomorrow?
I know, I come with these incredible questions.
So I want to give you my answer now.
How about this? We can save that for tomorrow. But do you guys find yourself more doing chain restaurants or chain pizza places? Or do you find yourself doing kind of like mom and pop shops?
Oh, I definitely prefer mom and pop.
Yeah.
Although they are hit or miss. Although so are the chains, actually.
Yeah.
But they're so much more expensive most of the time.
You can go to any little town and there's auto stores and 10 pizza places.
That is literally describing the town that I grew up in, for sure.
So I feel like everybody has a good choice when it comes to local places. It feels like people that are in more tend to have the chain and less mom and pop options.
Yeah.
See, when I grew up, we would always do mom and pop. We would never do Domino's or Donato's or Pizza Hut or anything like that. But now that I've moved from my hometown, I find myself doing more chain
of the
places.
others.
Yeah, and because I'm cheap too.
Yeah, it's just so affordable to go to Domino's.
Yeah, it is. Domino's is so affordable. But there's a couple places around me that I've kind of found, because now, if I'm doing mom and pop, it's because I'm just like shooting from the hip. I have no idea like what places are good because I'm not like traditionally from where I live now. And so, but I found like two like more like mom and poppy type places that are a little bit, pretty solid, but that's like a special occasion type thing.
They're good choices. We'll save that you'll hear it in the podcast tomorrow. So get ready. And you can join us then, or you can always text us, and then tomorrow you might make it in the show. So let us know at 877-2-RADIO-U. Put that you're a podcast listener and answer that pizza question, and we'll see it tomorrow.
Why don't we, unless you have something really worthwhile to say.
I mean, I usually don't.
Yeah.
So we'll just cut it off there.
We've talked for a while. I'm just saying we could leave the rest of it a mystery unless you like were really sitting on a great joke or something.
I love how in the beginning we're like, let's just keep these intros shorter.
Yeah.
And now we're like, they're the longest things
They
ever.
are.
Yeah.
The past couple we've done have been like so long.
If you can make it through this intro, then you deserve the rest of the podcast.
Well, think of it as bonus content.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it then, huh?
Thanks for listening.
See you guys.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
What do you say we take a little trip?
Yeah, let's go.
A little trip back in time.
Oh, I thought, does this count as our vacation?
Nope. This won't take up any time at all.
Actually, if we
in
go
fact,
back
when
in
time travel is available, it doesn't have to take your vacation time.
Well, then that actually gives you back vacation days.
Exactly.
So you have more for the future.
Yes. Actually, speaking of, let's go back to the future.
Nice.
How many gigawatts is it?
1.21.
Yeah, that's right,
Is
isn't it? 1.21 gigawatts.
I think so.
Okay. Back to the Future does play into this story, but I do want to go back in time. Back before streaming, there was, and still is, I guess, Blu-rays. And before that, DVDs. And before that, remember video cassette tapes?
VHS?
VHS, remember those?
Yeah.
That's how you used to have to watch your movies. You had to buy them at the store, and they'd come in these big, sometimes it'd just be a cardboard sleeve, but most of the time, if it was a Disney movie, it'd come in this clamshell, this big plasticky
Plastic
thing.
thing?
You ever get those all busted up and they'd cut your finger?
Well, I just know that those, like when you were really, really young, that was how you got to watch your Disney stuff.
Yeah.
But then it, like those were always worth a lot of money because didn't Disney pull them away for a while? Like they
you know
would
what?
put them in the vault.
Disney, that's right. Some
Yeah.
of the movies would come and go where you would actually not able to buy them on VHS all the time. And they had like a rotation of what they were actually making. But I guess what's odd, it's not that odd, but a lot of them surprisingly are not worth much at all.
That's not surprising.
Most VHS is actually worthless.
Yeah.
But here's where the exception comes in and where Back to the Future comes in. The most expensive VHS tape ever just sold at auction. It was Back to the Future. And it sold for $75,000.
Now, it's a sealed copy, but I don't know why. Why is it worth that much money?
Well,
or why did someone choose to pay for it? It's not worth that much, but someone offered that amount.
Well, they say that in many instances, VHS tapes that are worth some amount of money are the first editions, kind of like with books as well.
Yeah.
That even if they're not, like the first issuance of the movie is more valuable. But in this case, what makes this one the most expensive ever, this is kind of goofy, but I don't know if you know the name Tom Wilson.
I do not.
Do you know the name Biff Tannen?
That was one of the characters.
Yeah.
Oh, was it the person who played
Tom
it?
Wilson played Biff Tannen in Back to the Future.
Oh, and it's him.
And he owned this sealed copy of Back to the Future.
All
so
right, now
he
it
didn't
makes
even
sense.
watch it. Wouldn't that make it cooler to you if Biff actually watched the Back to the Future movie and then you got that videotape?
No, it feels like he got his free copy for
Yep.
being in the movie.
That's exactly what it had to be, right? And he never opened it.
That's funny.
And now it went off to auction there. There's also several other near mint VHS tapes that also sold at auction. The same auction for quite amount of money. The next highest was a copy of The Goonies, which sold for $50,000. You've seen The Goonies?
I think I have, but maybe not the whole thing.
Yeah, me too.
Like I know certain parts of it.
I turned it off.
Oh, you didn't like it?
Yeah, that was not a good. There's no way The Goonies is worth $50,000.
Wow.
Also, we had Jaws sold for $32,500, and a copy of Ghostbusters sold for almost 24. Wait, I said no, that was right. And then no, Ghostbusters sold for almost $24,000.
Well, good for them. That was Heritage is the company that was doing it.
Yeah.
First ever VHS auction, and it exceeded its goal. They actually sold it for more than they thought.
Congratulations.
But it just reminds you, like, you have to go and look through your grandparents' house or whoever if they kept a lot of stuff.
And never opened it.
Never opened it. So it seems like if it was never opened or owned by an actor from the film, you might actually get some money.
I think the odds of it being owned by an actor from the film probably low, but
never
you never
say
know.
never.
You never know. You know what's crazy about VHS?
What?
Is that you used to have to rewind. Can you think about this? Anytime you ever wanted to watch something, you had to, if it was a movie, you had to rewind through the whole movie. Try doing that on Netflix once. Skip to the end of whatever movie you want to watch.
And find the part you want.
And then rewind the whole thing at like 2x speed and see how enjoyable that is.
So next time
by the time it's rewound to the beginning, you're like, I don't think I want to watch this anymore.
Next time you're on Disney Plus, and to me, it scrubs back. Like their rewind stuff is slower than maybe some of the others.
Yeah.
Next time you're sitting there, it used to be a lot harder.
Yeah, exactly. If you feel like you're struggling, remember, you used to have to rewind through an entire movie before you could watch it. If you've watched it once before, I guess.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So I got a question for you guys. This has happened to everybody, right? You loan a friend some money, you pay for their Chipotle or something like that. And, they're like, I'll get you later. And they never do. And they never do. How
and too much time passes.
Yeah. Then, and maybe you really want that money back. How do you go about that?
Well, Isaiah, I feel like you have more friends. So I just assume that it naturally happens to you more. Or do you borrow the money?
I'm not much of a borrower. I would say I'm more of a lender than borrower to my friends. And the only way that I'll get money back is if I do a Venmo request.
Yeah.
I have to request and then I have to remind. But my roommates had like an issue one time because we had done like a bachelor party for my friend's wedding. And everybody liked to pay for like the Airbnb and everything that went into it. Like it was like $210 a person, right? And one of the people just never paid him.
Stiffed him.
And that's a large amount.
A large amount. And it wasn't like he was like one of our close friends. He was like closer with like the groom at the time.
Oh, no.
And then he just never paid him.
To this day?
To this day.
Oh,
and
It's like a year.
We're coming up on a year now, yes.
That's why you double up on the requests. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he had to soak that one, unfortunately. But for me, I think right now the only people that owe me money are my younger brother and my roommate. Which
you give them more time?
I give them a little bit of extra time. I just hit the remind button on the Venmo request over and over again until they pay it off.
They don't owe you $210, do you?
No, not that much.
Do they?
Actually, what you do is you get one of your other friends, be like, listen, I'll forgive all your debt if you get me the other money from this other person. Bring me the $210.
I think definitely for the 210, it's been long enough. That's just a straight up L, right?
That's just straight up out. You're not getting that.
How long do you what is it, like a bar graph or whatever, the one that looks like a mountain or like a curve? How long do you wait for, depending on which amount of money?
Oh,
You know
to
what
ask
I mean?
them again?
Well, yeah, or I guess at what point for each dollar amount are you like, I guess I'm just taking an L on that? Like if it's $1,000, how long? 5 years?
Well, it depends, because I think you're more sad because that affects if you're a close enough person with them. That affects your friendship, which is why they say you should never lend money to your friends. You're either just give that to them or you just don't do anything at all.
That's a good point. You got to, if you're giving money to somebody, you got to be you should never give more than you're comfortable never getting back.
Exactly.
Probably.
That's good.
Yeah, I feel like too, like if it's depending on the amount of money, like if it's like $10, if I paid for your food or something and we all went out together and it was just easier for like one order and I'm like, just Venmo me, it's no big deal as we're going through the drive-thru. If it's like $10, I'm giving you like a week, and then if you don't pay me back, I'm gonna remind you. And then if it goes on to a week and a half, if it goes on to a week and a half, I just know it. I'm not getting it.
Let me put the reminder down for everybody. Don't ask Isaiah for money.
Yeah,
okay, good. Let's see, Julius. Well, I'm just teasing.
I'm saying we should all we all happen to forget our wallets. and
need his help.
and then all we have to do is avoid Isaiah for a week, and we're good to go.
There you go.
Well, Julia texted in, so don't lend money if you're worried about getting it back. So just like you were saying, too, if you borrow, pay it back in some way. It's all about personal responsibility. Julia, you haven't met all of our friends.
Yeah, right.
Personal responsibility is not always the strong point everybody has, but, you hope it was.
Yeah. I don't know. I was wondering about this, but I don't lend people money very often.
Sure.
I'm pretty cheap.
Well, then that works for your advantage, doesn't it?
It does. I'll never have to worry about Isaiah paying me back.
Yeah, well, it's hard because I think I lended. The only time I had problems was a past worker here at RadioU, and that's always super awkward because
That is awkward.
You'll see them spending money, and you're like, wait a minute.
That's the worst, isn't
I
it?
just got this new shirt. You're like, that's so weird that you have all this
interesting.
money all of a sudden.
Would you say that shirt costs over or under $25 that you owe me?
Which is what you owe me, and you've owed me for a while. That's
I don't know if
great.
we came up with any real solutions here.
I don't think so. But if you guys have a nicer, more creative approach, or if you're like Julia, like just don't be willing to lend money if you don't expect it, maybe to not come back.
I would love to hear a success story. Somebody who went like 3 years without getting paid back the $500 and then finally
got it.
Finally found the solution.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Now, Isaiah, you used to live on a makeshift farm, right?
Kind of.
Kind of.
I think it was a type where maybe real farmers are like, that's not it.
Exactly.
But you
Did you
had,
feel-
like,
But city
animals
folk are
around.
like, you lived on a farm.
that in between sweet spot.
So you're looked down upon by everybody, the
Precisely.
farmers and the city
Now,
folk.
are we really talking about this coming out of Paradise Now? Bring me his head, winning the RadioU Bow the Buzz, and since it's not his head, maybe it's its head.
Bring me the chicken's head.
And this comes out every year.
It does.
This warning.
People just keep on doing it.
I think because it starts to get super warm and stuff. Maybe that's like more bacteria.
Yeah, I thought it was because people cuddle their chickens when it gets really hot.
Oh, can you imagine that? The feathers.
Yeah. You bring them in the house
to
keep
cool
them cool.
down. Oh,
So did you
baby.
ever, you didn't have chickens, did you?
No chickens for us,
Did
no.
you had pigs?
Just pigs.
Did you ever snuggle with your pig?
No.
You never snuggle with a pig.
They're very
Never.
intelligent.
They
Well,
are
which is
very
what everybody
smart.
says.
They're
You-
just dirty.
You knew a lot of other farmers, I'm assuming you went to school with and stuff.
There were other people that did farming type things, yes.
Was there anybody that was known for snuggling with the chickens?
Nobody really did chickens. I wasn't really around the chicken folk very often.
So you didn't have like chickens for eggs or
No.
chickens for like dinner?
Like, did I have chickens?
No, just in that area. Like,
Oh.
if anything, I would
Did you
have
ever
chickens
get
for
like
eggs.
fresh eggs from somebody?
No.
From somebody you knew?
I don't know where you think I live. Like, what do
There
you
was people
mean?
in my neck of the woods. They would literally put eggs like out because they had a lot of eggs and they would just give them away.
Yeah, because they had chickens.
Yeah.
I used to drive past this house on the way to work, and they had a big like chicken mansion sort of thing for them,
Mm-hmm.
and it was on wheels. And so then they would wheel it to different parts of their yard.
Oh, that's cool.
Because then I think that helps the grass and like where they're at.
Oh, yeah.
And I would drive by and it took me a while to catch on that they were moving. It's like, I thought the chicken house was here. Like, where is it going? So people have those.
So the CDC has issued a warning that, yeah, they've definitely given this before, but they want to reissue it. Just remind everybody that you're not supposed to kiss or snuggle any poultry. And now that includes living chickens. It's still okay, I think, if your chicken finger, if you just want to nuzzle
finger
it real
licking
close.
good, yeah.
Chicken finger, I love you so much.
I love you, chicken tender.
You can still definitely do that. But if you've got chickens as pets, or does they count as livestock?
Yeah,
Is that
I
what
think
you would
so.
call it? If you
Yeah.
have chickens as livestock or ducks, other poultry, so I would guess turkeys.
What else is there? Turkeys?
Geese. You could have geese, right?
I think they're more aggressive.
Emus.
Emus, okay.
They lay some good eggs right there. I don't
You
know. I've
would
never-
not eat an emu egg.
I would. I'm not, but I know that they do, and I would try it. Would you try it?
An emu egg? I
Yeah.
assume it'd be the same, so yes. I would
It's
try
the
it.
same, but
Hey,
bigger, right?
The recession stuff's not bad enough.
Yeah, I know.
When I start eating emu eggs, you know that things have gotten too
Why?
expensive.
What's wrong with the emu
It's an
eggs?
extra jumbo egg.
Yeah,
Or
instead
are
of
we
having to
confusing
eat.
like an ostrich egg? Because
It
those
could
are
also
the
be that, too.
super, super big ones.
They are. It sounds amazing.
Gross.
Instead of having to make a whole box, a whole carton of eggs, you just make one.
Well, they're saying that over 200 people traditionally over the season get sick in at least 38 states, and you could be hospitalized. Like salmonella can get pretty rough for people. There's a lot of bacteria on chickens and ducks and other poultry, and even though they might appear healthy, you should not snuggle or like go in their area because. Go in their area. Let's rephrase that.
You should not go into their home and be touching things and then
Yes.
stick your fingers in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, you want to wash your hands. Okay, well, that's just a CDC warning so that you don't get sick.
Hopefully, all the chicken owners out there are aware of this at least.
Anybody
it doesn't
have
really affect
chickens?
us, but yeah, we have a blind spot here as a station that we don't have any chicken owners.
Who do we?
We don't have
like
a lot of
working here?
experience with chickens.
Okay,
Yeah.
out of everybody who works here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would be the one to have chickens?
Oh, a chicken. I don't know. I feel like Hudson having a pet chicken. Nikki has a lot of animals.
And mine would be only if I saw one on the road and it
And you had
needed
to
help
save it.
and I had to save it.
No, there's no chance Nikki could handle a chicken.
I could.
No, I don't believe it.
You don't think she could take care of a chicken?
I don't think she could take care of a chicken. Too
Well,
much
I'm not
work.
going to kill it, but I'd find it a sanctuary.
I think
I'd pay for it to go someplace.
You guys know how I like the side hustle things.
Yeah.
So I would be the chicken guy.
Well,
for
where
sure.
would you sell it to? Are you talking like you're dropping it off at the farm?
I don't know, doing it to have the cheap eggs. Because eggs are so expensive.
He's got one
This
chicken.
is my way to cut back.
He's got one chicken.
He's got one chicken, a couple eggs a week.
Think of all the money I've saved by farming a couple chickens. But
See, I was going to think Chris, since he used to hunt a lot.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
I think Chris
Chris.
would. And he likes a good bargain.
Chris with the
that's
chicken.
right. You're right. Chris is much more equipped for a chicken than I am.
Well, remember, if you get sick, it's your fault and you touched something and then touched your mouth. And they're saying that's usually the way you could get salmonella.
That's what they're going to tell you at the hospital, too.
Oh, gosh. You
Stomach
look-
cramps, vomiting, your fault.
Yep, you're bad.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
I don't know where to start with this. Look at this. You see the picture?
I'm clicking on. Oh,
This is not good.
is he naked?
He is naked.
Okay.
We've got
No blurring out. I mean, they're not showing everything, but like they should be blurring some. There's his bottom.
yeah, you can it's just flapping in the wind right there.
We is at a gas station too. That means people are around.
Yeah, this is
Who are unhappy about filling up with gas, and they have to deal with this guy.
Oh, that was just insult to injury right
Right.
there. This is West Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where earlier this week, Joel Pennington was arrested. Joel Pennington, the police were called because he was in the gas station. They say he reportedly tried to assault people. He was threatening
Who were
customers and employees, at the gas station. And he also went on inside the gas station to defecate throughout the store.
Of course he did. That's what
throughout
everybody does
the
now.
store, not
Great.
just in one spot.
Burn the store.
And throughout the entire the
Yep.
chip aisle,
Yep.
the beer cave, he did all defecated everywhere.
All of it needs to be gone.
Yeah.
Because of I do not know what is people's problems. I know everybody's like really stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
But what does it? What gets you to that at that point?
I'm gonna say.
And his mom was there.
Yeah, no. Listen to this. He so when the police arrived, they couldn't find him initially. Then they asked his mom, who was there, where he was. His mom says he's hiding in my van.
Oh, she must be sad.
So after verbal warnings, after they opened up the van doors or whatever, they actually had to tase the naked man twice.
Not
the naked man
surprised.
who maybe probably needed a wipe. What?
Hudson.
You think he was defecating
No,
throughout
I
the
know he
store and then he's
wasn't.
like, hold on.
Let me get you some chips.
Yeah,
Get
let me.
something.
No, definitely not. So, why did they put it this way? He slid out of the vehicle and was handcuffed.
Yeah, there it is.
When you're sliding out of a vehicle and you feel.
No, don't you dare sing that song. That's not what we're doing here. We're better than that. We are better than that.
You know, one of the best details of the story to me is so he's hiding in his mom's van. He's naked, pooping in a gas station, all over the gas station. 51 years old.
Oh, he's way too old.
Way too old.
Way too old to do that.
Why was he there with his mom?
Well, I think
his mom is too old to deal with this.
I know, but sometimes, you're having issues and no one will take you back in except your mom.
You think he was naked when his mom drove him there?
Well,
And if so, what is going on?
I think she's the only one who's probably okay with like all that. So they're not
She
sure.
was probably relieved when the police finally handcuffed him, I would think.
He was relieved. No.
He was relieved.
So apparently, they're not sure if he was under the influence of alcohol or drugs at the time. I think you could assume he was.
I like how they put it. It is unclear. I don't know if it's that unclear.
So he has 3 counts of resisting an officer, 1 count of being obscene, and 3 counts of disturbing the peace in various manners. I think that's where the going to the bathroom throughout the gas station, I think that's where that falls under that charge.
That is disturbing, to say the least.
All right. Too many pooping in places stories.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to, even if that's how people are handling things right now, we're not going to share that with I'm not wanting to give people ideas for when they have their breakdown.
We don't need any copycat naked gas station
We do
poopers.
not. I don't want them to be like, what was that story that Hudson said?
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Got some NFL news for you.
All right. That sounded
Actually,
convincing, right?
it
So
is-
convincing.
Well, let me tell you this. It's not just NFL news. It's also food news.
All right.
More specifically, pizza news.
Okay.
The NFL has a new official pizza sponsor.
Have they always had one and it's changing, or is this like the first
It's
one?
changing, right? They've had an official pizza of the NFL, right?
Yeah, it was Pizza Hut before.
It was Pizza Hut?
Yep.
I always felt like it seemed like Papa John's because you saw so many Papa John's.
But I think that's because the one guy, the one player owns all those, right?
Who?
I don't know.
Name one.
One of the.
Whoa.
Hang on,
What's
you're
that?
mean. Why are you being mean?
No, I'm not being mean.
You're being mean.
No, that wasn't mean.
That was mean.
Elway?
Oh, yeah, John
Does he?
Elway.
Does he own the Papa
Yeah,
John's?
he's a part of Papa John's. Him and
I guess
somebody
it's in
else
his
was
name.
too.
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
I can't remember who the other one was.
Papa
There's
John Elway.
Papa John Elway. But yeah, now
Peyton,
it's
right? Is it Peyton?
Peyton also
'Cause
is
he
involved.
kissed- Peyton Manning was like kissed by Papa John himself.
Yeah, he was also a part of Papa John's. It's one of their spokespeople. But now, it was Pizza Hut before, and now it's Little Caesars.
Now it is Little
Or
Caesars.
is that a move up or down, or is it lateral? What is that?
I don't know. For Little Caesars, that's a good move.
They're
right?
excited about that.
I'm imagining that all of us now will make fun of it. We'll be like, Little Caesars, I would never. But then when you see a million commercials for it, and it's like the pizza spinning around on a tray,
It
and
looks
it's like
good.
hot and ready, and the guy goes, pizza, pizza. And they're probably going to have some really great marketing with it, and you're going to see that commercial 80 times over the course of an NFL game.
Yeah, we're going to be brainwashed.
All of a sudden, you're thinking, I think. Wait, what is that? Isn't that one of the other? I'm thinking Pizza Hut. Is that a slogan? All of a sudden, you're going to be thinking Little Caesars is what I'm trying to say.
So I did not know that Little Caesars is the 3rd largest pizza chain in the world.
Wow.
And they got super popular during COVID. I think people just didn't care anymore. And you just
Yeah.
wanted pizza, so you just went in and grabbed it. But they became, really popular and actually, I think, made some money, whereas some other places had some harder times.
They also have a lot of experience in with no contact, no interaction.
That's right.
Just nobody in there, employee or customer wants to be there. So you just cover you're used to covering your face in there. Please, I hope nobody sees me getting this pizza. So they were already set and ready for
It's not the worst. Isaiah, do you like Little Caesars?
I haven't had Little Caesars.
A long time?
I think I've only had it once.
Really?
Maybe.
Well, I
I
think
don't
there's
even
some
know.
in the break room.
I don't think I've actually. I don't know if I've
behind.
ever even had it. I might have had it one time, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe. I guess maybe once.
I got sick last time I had it.
So probably not getting it again.
I don't feel ready to go back yet. It was
You're
pretty
not
bad.
hot and ready?
I'm not hot. I was hot.
It was hot. It was not ready.
My body was rejecting it. So I'm not ready to go back yet, but good for Little Caesars.
I'm surprised you not only don't like Little Caesars, but you not even tried it.
I didn't say I don't like it. I've never really had it.
Then how
I
do you
thought-
like it?
I don't think I took a
fact,
stand.
I'm just
if you're
saying,
saying that,
you're
that means you
known-
haven't had it because not everybody says they like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't remember ever having it.
It just seems like something that you would like because we know you don't have high standards for pizza, and we know that you like to save money, and Little Caesars is cheap.
See, I just don't really have one. I've never had one near me, really. And the closest thing to me is Domino's. And so I would just
Domino's.
always get Domino's, like the 2 medium, $7.99. You can't
I'm
really
actually
beat that
glad
deal.
you brought that up because I usually don't like Domino's. I had it, at least I thought I had it for a long time, and then I had it recently, and it was really comparable in price to Little Caesars.
Yeah.
And worlds better.
Oh, really?
Worlds better.
Well, Little Caesars, now the official pizza for the NFL. They also hold the rights to Little Caesars Arena in Detroit.
That's right.
So they're home of the Pistons and the Red Wings. And this is Little Caesars' biggest deal they've ever had.
Oh, man. Well, congratulations. Now they're big Caesars.
Good for that. You're right. No more little.
They've grown too much.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.